Today on Talking Comics with Jesse, I haven't actually done this before, and we're going to try and see if we can actually make a coherent sentence about some comics. It's probably not possible considering the content, but we'll see how we go. We're going to be going with the New 52 because you didn't read too many comics before the whole New 52 sort of thing?
No. Basically, all my comic knowledge comes from Stuart giving me his comics to read.
If you see that, then that made the final cut. That was someone texting me something.
That means you're lazy and you cut this properly.
Unprofessional. But anyway, what we're going to be talking about today, first up, Batman Night of the Owls. It's probably one of the better New 52 stories, I believe.
Also the only one worth reading.
Okay, well I'll let you take it from there. What can you tell us about the Night of the Owls?
Night of the Owls, it's, first off, it's a brand new enemy to the Batman universe, which is a good thing because Batman enemies haven't been anything new since animated series, I think.
Pretty much, yeah.
But like Harley Quinn was the newest villain they've ever added.
So like pretty much Harley Quinn, and since that whole revolution with, you know, involving the backstory, sort of changing backstories for most of the villains, I think we've only had maybe Hush or Professor Pig, and that's like...
Maybe New Clayman.
Yeah, maybe New the Clayface. But apart from that, the Court of the Owls are pretty interesting, at least. I found that their involvement in the story is good, if only because they're sort of Batman's equal in a lot of ways, and there's just a whole bunch of them.
Also, they can't die.
They can't die. So we're going to go into this. I'm going to give a little bit of a plot. Feel free to jump in at any time if you want to add something.
We'll see.
So it starts off... required reading, I suppose, would be a bit of Batman Volume 1 and a bit of Batman Volume 2, like in the New 52, because that will sort of give you grounded and updated with the new sort of 52 universe. But Batman he's been doing this for a while, so we're seeing it after he's taken on Damian as Robin. And he's going through the city, and all of a sudden, this thing called the Court of Owls starts showing up more and more. There's various assassinations that happen, or attempt to happen, and this court slowly rises, and we get this sort of owl motif over the city. These Court of Owls decide to make a big attack on the entire Bat family because they've been they work for these rich families of Gotham. Yes,
basically it's like Batman's like, this is my town, I own this town, but the Owl's like, not really, we've been here before you even existed. So like, it's our town really, it's time to take it back.
Yeah, there's got to be some, I'm not, you know, an intelligent man when it comes to writing, but there's got to be some parallel to the fact that Batman is a rich bloke running around trying to save the city, and the Court of the Owls just work for all the other rich families that, you know...
They're just slightly richer.
Yeah, it's just like the law is their plaything. So like, the Court of the Owls enforce that law. So it's, I don't know, it's very much about old money in Gotham, I suppose, because it even has like the Wayne family, and like, I think they speak for a bit... Maybe one of the Wayne ancestors went crazy due to like the Court of the Owls.
And like also Colopot is yes. Like his family is not anymore because it's a bit shit now. But like originally he was one of the Night of the Owls.
So what do you think of like the Talons, like their look?
I like it. It's a bit weird. I like how it's sort of old timey, but also like it's like new sort of thing.
Yep. I like the Talons, primarily the main Talon that you know, gets a bit later on revealed to be a certain person, maybe. It's not really clear. But I really like the Night of the Owls event because you get to see the whole Bat family and just like them going through this one night where the Owls decide it's time to take over. I also like Scott Snyder's writing has always been on point with the Batman character, but Greg Capullo's like character design for all the Court of the Owls I thought was really amazing. Some sort of downsides, I will say, is because they're trying to involve the entire Bat family, a lot of it seems a bit forced. Like, it's just like, oh, and now...
For some reason, Red Hood's
that's exactly what it's
He's in Gotham, I guess.
And so, you know, like, okay, well, I guess we better, you know, deal with that and whatnot. But for the most part, I feel that it's a fun story, even though, you know, since they are, you know, unkillable, you can have Batman be a bit more brutal and violent than usual. So if that's your thing, you can definitely see it here. Night of the Owls, I feel, just as a whole story, without, you know, spoiling too much, I feel it's a very self-contained story.
Yeah.
And the only downside I have to say is that in order to finish this, it's not all completed in this book. You actually
even though it's the Night of the Owls.
Exactly.
Collected.
So that's a massive downside. You will actually have to buy Batman Volume 2 in order to finish it. how do you feel about the ending of it, where it's like that person may or may not be a certain person?
The end, it's
okay. So we'll put a little spoiler alert here, because I know it's been out for a couple of years now, but I would recommend you see it if you haven't read it. But okay, so spoiler alert. Okay, who's the person at the end? I suppose has allusions to maybe being related to Bruce Wayne or his brother, or like. That maybe it's him being a crazy madman, but it's like the rich Talon at the end is just like, oh yeah, by the way, Bruce, I have some relation to you.
Yeah, I thought also like wasn't Dick Grayson's like his related, like his father or some shit, like oh yeah, he's also
a granddad,
yeah, like,
and so it's like it ties it more into the Bat family. In the story, do you like Batman or the Nightwing portions more?
I did like the Nightwing just because of like all the backstory and stuff like that. Like I really enjoyed like when they're showing like the Talon guy, like how he was being basically like bred to be a Talon.
Yes.
And like how basically they came to like exist as Talons.
So I really hope the Court of the Owls and the Talons show up in something again in the future. In terms of the story itself, I will probably. I feel that it is above average, and it's probably the best thing. I'm not sure if it is an 8, though. I'm thinking maybe like a 7. I'm trying not to do any 0.5s or anything.
It reminded me a lot of, like, the Bane sort of thing. It's like, well, these guys are just Batman, but they're better. And they beat the shit out of Batman.
Oh yeah, he takes quite a penny, and he even has to get some sort of suit.
He gets, first off, he gets beat shit out, then he gets drugged and locked up in a maze, which he's stuck in for God knows how long.
I actually really liked that part as well.
Yeah, it's just like what happens, like, because first off they beat him physically, and then they break him mentally. Not even fucking Bane could do that properly.
Yeah.
And then, like, eventually he comes back, and then it's like, oh, but he needs the help of everyone else to help him. And it's like, well, they're dead, so we can do whatever they want. Apparently, they do sort of allude to basically Batman has, like, a Superman killing suit.
Yeah.
Basically, it's like this giant fucking mech suit.
Akin, if you're a Marvel fan, to the Hulkbuster suit that Iron Man has. Also, they do involve a whole... Since it is Gotham, there's not just Batman. They have Mr. Freeze integrated into the story in a particularly... cool way. I wish that wasn't intending to be a pun, but I saw it.
Good job.
But I really liked that. I thought it was interesting, and I liked the new take on the Mr. Freeze character in this. But yeah, so me personally, I'm going to give Batman Night of the Owls a 7. I don't think it has quite enough to be an 8, just for me personally. It is definitely well worth the read. I like the new characters, the new designs, but it does feel, since the majority of the Night of the Owl stories is the whole Bat family, I feel that quite a few of them are forced, and some of the one-offs don't particularly mean too much. What about you?
I'd give it about it. Like, it's the core story with Batman, with himself, and the whole new characters. Like, it's the best thing come out of New 52, in my opinion. Like, at least that wasn't already in the universe.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely worth reading. Maybe you could buy it.
Yeah, well, I would feel that even just in terms of...
the problem is you have to buy like 2 of them to get the full story.
Yeah, so normally I would completely recommend that you just, go out and buy The Night of the Owls just because it's a great story to read. But the fact that you would have to really get Volume 1 and Volume 2, the cost is starting to add up slightly. If you are interested in Batman, then just get Volume 1 and 2, and that will pretty much keep him... You won't get the whole Night of the Owls events, but you will, for the most part, be able to follow a coherent story of him. And if you feel the need to go and see more of the Court of the Owls, this is the book to go back to. So 7 and 7, and that's it for this one. We're going to be doing some more. The next one up is going to be The Culling, and I'm not sure if we'll be as generous. Maybe we will. Maybe we will. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later.
Probably not.